me to do the intro?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
okay,
foggy.
okay.
I'm real foggy headed today. Just because I'm like not doing amazingly mentally, but I'll be okay.
Am I editing this?
That's the first thing you say, Kaboom.
Am I gonna have to have work
What
because of
was
you?
that?
That's the first thing you say.
I'm just
You don't ask.
checking on that.
You didn't ask. Oh, sorry. You didn't say. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, man. You went. Am I gonna have to do work?
I'm preparing myself if I have to do work.
I didn't say. Did I say any of that?
No,
I said that
I'm
I
just
was having a
prepared.
little bit of a struggle mentally, right?
Yes, but I'm just
Okay.
prepared for the worst. That's just how I am.
Okay. Please go ahead and intro us in whenever you're ready.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Exploding Baby Kangaroos podcast. I'm your host, Kaboom GG, with
It's me,
And
Tired
I'm
Joey. Oh, go first. Go first. Go first.
It's me, CJ.
Joey.
how's everyone doing today?
I'm doing fucking amazing, dude. How are you doing?
Wait a minute. Never mind. I'm doing
Bro,
a-okay.
I'm doing well.
Fantastic, dude.
This is a
Great.
fun podcast.
How's your weekend been so far,
Oh,
dude?
bitch. Pretty good. I got my ass kicked in Street Fighter.
What else did you do?
Say like on the streets, dude.
What else did I do? I went out with my girlfriend. I also edited some stuff for Saturday. I also
Coming out
played
on
some Dark
Saturday.
Side. Nothing yet. I edited that already. It was the Siege video that got posted.
Oh, the video that's already been posted.
Mm-hmm.
It was a very good one. I liked it.
Yeah, you're the only one that's leaving comments on there, so
I'm not
Yeah.
watching them because it makes me sad.
Oh,
why?
Because I'm not there.
yeah, it's an easy fix, dude.
Yeah, get your setup going.
It literally is going, dude. He was just
Oh,
playing
then he
Dark
can.
Tide.
Oh, okay, and then he can join us. And now, finally,
Yeah, it's cool. I've been having fun on Siege, but no, it was a pretty solid video. And I mean, you can't really blame your friends for not saying anything. It's a group of men, dude.
true.
Nice. And then that's it, dude.
Yeah, all I gotta say is true.
I started trying to do things like that though, leave comments and leave likes on videos and shit. Especially on your
Yeah,
little videos, dude, because they're fucking whack.
as in what way whack? Like we talking like whack? As in like
I just
they're
said how I
pretty
liked the
shit.
video, dude. I'm pulling your dick.
Like wickety whack.
Yeah, like wickety whack.
Okay.
You know, were you able to get like proper feedback with what I just said?
Yes, considering
Okay.
the fact that before you used to watch just like 20 seconds of the video and then yeah, that's it, you were done. So that's why I changed the intro
I
of my videos. I was just like, you know what? He's right. I gotta change the intro. None of this hard work. Just keep it simple and short.
there was a point in time where I wasn't watching any of the video. I think there's a few that if it's interests me, you know. If you're playing like Dark Tide, I don't really watch it.
But if I play Siege,
Yeah,
if I play CS,
yeah,
if I play Scary Game,
maybe.
maybe you left a comment on one of my scary videos.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it was a maybe.
Do you know what maybe means?
No.
You know what yes means?
Yes.
You know what no means?
Yes.
Maybe's in the middle.
So it's 50-50. Okay.
Yeah, it's like there's a 50-50 chance. If it's something that, you know, like I'm like, oh, this might be funny. If I watch the intro and I'm like, ha ha ha, ha that made me laugh, maybe I watch. If I see the video and I'm like, then maybe I don't.
Okay.
He hit you with the fucking
Yeah, I hit you
K,
with the
bro.
K.
I mean, that's fine, dude.
Get smacked with the K.
Hit me with 3 of them, dude. I'm ready to go.
I'm not hitting you with all 3 of them. That is how
My
we
girlfriend
summon.
is called K.
Add 2 more to that.
So you're constantly getting smacked by a K, huh?
Yeah, she does hit me a lot. She beats the fuck out of me.
Good.
I think so too. Man, I just want the attention.
Just being smacked.
Bro, I was
Sorry.
so touch deprived other than like parental abuse for so many years that, I take anything at this point.
Domestic abuse.
Oh, yeah. It's familiar. What?
How about no to domestic violence?
No, it's terrible, dude. Kaboom, you got to
Seems
understand
uneasy.
contextual like things when I'm talking. I'm not saying heck yeah, domestic violence. I said it was familiar to me. Why'd you scream?
A little bit of the tism attack. I
You
gotta
like the
scream every now and then. Let it all out.
really?
It's like
I
demons.
feel that.
You gotta let it out some way. You gotta be like,
I only I've screamed inside of when I worked at Pizza Hut. I screamed in the freezer sometimes.
Real.
I don't think I've ever screamed in the freezer at the Wiener Schnitzel.
Never screamed
You never
anywhere at
had
your job.
a freezer scream or a freezer cry? I don't
No.
have very many freezer cries. My sister did though.
Can't say that I have.
Do you
I think
cry?
mine. No, I'm a man.
Shut the fuck up.
I
Men
can
do
make
not
you
cry.
cry.
You absolutely can. Let's not do that though.
Are you afraid to cry, Kaboom?
Yes.
Why, dude? What do you think's gonna happen? You think you'll drown? I think I'll drown.
Yes.
Dude, the moment he like a tear
I
forms on
would.
his eye, he's gonna trip over and break his head.
Oh yeah, you have like a
Got that.
natural aversion to water.
Yeah.
What
I got that
happens when you
Poseidon
drink
curse.
water, dude?
My lungs get filled up.
What?
My lungs get filled up when I have to spit the water out.
That's why you got bronchitis?
When did bronchitis come into the question?
Yeah, that's how he got pneumonia.
Oh yeah, you had
When did
pneumonia.
pneumonia come into question? No, pneumonia was when I had like super AIDS and was just dying.
Whoa.
Pneumonia come.
And pneumonia came up and just fucked me and then left.
You
And
you
I was
denied
up.
you denied what like factually what pneumonia
Bro,
is, and then
you
started and brought up
you
super
just last
AIDS.
podcast you complained to us about talking about cancer or some shit, and then you just
Did I?
drop AIDS like it's
No,
nothing.
but you don't understand. His aunt didn't have AIDS.
Oh, okay, I understand.
Wait, what?
Last podcast, you got really upset at us about talking about cancer.
Did I?
Yeah, you got upset because we talked about cancer so lightly, and then you're just dropping
Oh,
AIDS like it's nothing.
my bad. I
Kaboom.
didn't realize I was. I didn't realize I was upset at that point. There was 2 times that I got upset about that, but in that podcast, but
You be
I didn't
getting
know I
upset
got
a
it.
lot, dude. Like a
When
liberal.
did you? That was the only time you got upset in the podcast.
He doesn't get
Wow.
upset in the podcast?
No, that was like the only time on that episode.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was just high and didn't know what was going on most of the time.
Yeah.
SMH my head.
It wasn't until after the podcast that he got mad.
You need an intervention, Kaboom?
Intervention for what? You're the one who needs an intervention. You smoke
Okay.
more than I do.
Okay.
In fact, that's what we're here for, Johnny.
Oh shit.
Yes,
Okay,
the
let's do it.
entire.
Let's do it. I'm ready.
I mean,
Johnny,
the thought of it not be him being ready is kind of scary, though. He's ready for an
Go
intervention.
ahead.
That's
Tell
not
me
good.
tell me
yo,
how you feel. Tell me how you feel.
wait, what? Yeah, why are you ready?
Yeah, why are you ready for
I
this?
just want someone to care about me, dude.
Have you practiced your intervention speeches?
No, I don't. Maybe for No, I never have.
You were in the middle.
I was
You
in the
said
middle of
maybe.
what?
You were in the middle
I
there. You
thought
said
about
maybe.
like if I've thought about it for because I have an addictive personality, obviously. Um, but it's not like I'm not a drunk like my dad or like an alcoholic, and I'm not like fucking shooting up heroin like my other uncles and shit. So just for other things, and I was like, have I ever thought about doing uh like an intervention talk about any of those? And no, not really.
My grandma once asked me if I was going through withdrawal, and I was like, "Why
Withdrawal?
am?" Yeah,
Did you tell her
and
you
I'm
didn't
like,
have any money in your bank account?
"No, like, She just asked me if I was going through withdrawal, and I was like, "What do you mean if I'm going through withdrawal? I'm not really like taking anything." She's like, "Oh no, for your video games," and I'm just like, "What?"
That dude, my family swore I was addicted to that shit too. It's like, no, the environment outside of playing video games is terrible thanks to you guys. And so this is the only thing I enjoy doing. And then they did everything within their power to try and destroy that too. They're like, take away everything.
Damn, we had the same childhood. They were like, "Go outside and go play," and I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna go outside." And made some friends. They come back in, they'd be like, "I don't like your friends. You
I
can't go
mean, my
outside no
parents
more."
weren't as evil as yours sound.
Yeah, I had friends, and I just couldn't hang out with them because my parents were like, "No more. You're
Yeah,
done."
I had friends.
I had friends.
You have friends?
I don't know any.
We're actually just co-hosts.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I don't.
we don't really matter, huh?
Yeah, we don't really matter. We just record certain videos. We go out and do stuff. We're not friends. We're co-hosts. That's just how things go.
Yeah. We don't care
Yeah,
about
we
each
went.
other outside of this.
Yeah, that one time that we went to Chili's, it wasn't like a friendly thing. It was a co-host thing. So,
I only went to Chili's because had to do a make a wish, you know,
what's my make a wish?
to
Keep
spend time
showing
with
up.
me.
What was my diagnosis to get order to get a make a wish?
Super AIDS.
Oh yeah, super AIDS.
How do you feel with your super?
I feel unstoppable.
Uh, I could tell you what's gonna stop you.
Really, you don't say.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's the AIDS part.
I think it's the super part. I mean, the AIDS part's already taken people out, dude. But you got it super.
I got a super worse.
Is that when like is did like Superman give you AIDS? Or maybe Spider Man gets radioactive?
Hmm. No, I think with Spider-Man, you probably just get like super cancer.
Well, man, my aunt had super cancer.
I'm
Can't just be
sorry.
talking about super cancer like that, dude.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, kill yourself.
Whoa. We get a little rambunctious.
Yeah. You're gonna have to
Speaking
censor
of
that one
A
being,
out.
little teehee
speaking of,
action.
but when I get rambunctious, it's a bad thing.
You
Well,
say random shit
me
and then
telling Kaboom to kill himself and you accusing me of what you accuse me of feel like two separate things.
yeah.
Okay, guys, I'm being forced to apologize for my comments
This
from
Oh
the
my
last
doesn't
god.
it doesn't
podcast.
mean anything now. You just fucking deleted all meaning for any type of apologies.
What you
Being
said?
forced to?
So
You
anyway,
son of a
guys,
No,
you
not
son of a
so
bitch.
anyway.
No,
What the
no,
fuck?
no,
You're gonna rewind this
no.
bitch and start over.
From the
uh,
top.
guys, I'm so sorry that it's come to this. I didn't mean to say the things that I said. You know,
Mm-hmm.
they just come out of my brain, and I didn't think about it
Come.
He's a gum.
Uh,
last time. on this podcast, I called Johnny a pedophile. And I'm sorry.
Crying.
I didn't mean it.
Oh my
He's
god, he's
crying.
crying.
He's crying.
I believe
He's
the
overwhelmed with
apology
guilt.
so fucking much.
He's
It
overwhelmed
was
with
supposed
guilt.
to be a funny prank.
Oh,
Nothing funny was about that, but you know what? He's overwhelmed with guilt.
It was so fucking funny at the time.
No one was laughing at that.
I probably didn't laugh or whole. I went, whoa!
No, but yeah, I made a joke that would only be seen by people who know me, like personally.
That's what you
Yeah.
think, dude. But I could have like an employer be like, "Hey, yo, what's this?" And then then
Yeah.
if that happens, they could be like, "Hey, yo, check this out," and then I can show them this part.
No, that's what I meant. You'd only know it was a joke if you knew us personally,
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
you knew that I just say shit like that with like the most serious tone.
You better hope they're listening to this part because they could just easily be like, "All right, well, I'm dropping the podcast of that the case."
Oh my, Kaboom. Okay, now that he's done his apology, which I accept because I know that it was just a joke, really.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Did I make an oopsie doopsie? Damn, you're coughing too much. You got COVID or something?
I got a tickle in my throat, dude. I'm trying to drink water to deal with it, but it's just
Who's
staying there.
tickling your throat? Who's tickling it?
You
How the
can
fuck they get
be.
down there? Oh, are you
So
ticklish in the
Kaboom,
neck?
why are you trying to be a little like authoritarian leader in this podcast?
Who said
Yeah,
anything?
dude,
Who said
why are
that?
you taking away my rights?
You've been telling us more and more what we can and cannot talk about.
That's just YouTube in general. I also have to fucking follow the
But
same
like
guidelines on my channel.
this is like an avenue for us to talk, and that's what I thought it was, I
Yeah.
don't want it to I don't care if this thing takes off, cool, but I don't care. I'm willing to put in the work to make this product for our friends. That's what I'm willing to put this work in for. So I don't really care if anyone else sees it. I just
I'm
want this to be
sorry
an
that
actual, genuine, open conversation between us because that's what I intended for this to be since the beginning.
I'm sorry that I'm like seeing the big picture and having YouTube brain. I'm sorry about that.
You're a fucking sellout, Kaboom. There, I said it.
Oh my god. Now that's everyone. That's the only thing everyone's ever gonna remember in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
I'm a sellout.
Sellout. That's fine, dude. I just want to I want to ground this, dude. This is a space for us to be able because we're three like-minded but very different people, and I think the interactions that we have can be entertaining. But for us to not be able to actually accentuate ourselves and be able to talk about the things that we have interest in, then I don't feel like the podcast is going to be substantial at all unless we allow those open spaces because this is just three friends talking, you know?
Maybe you should. Maybe we should give some context as to what was being censored and not the fact that I called you a pedophile. And now it sounds like you're fighting for my right to call you a pedophile.
It does sound like this. It's not the hill I'm dying on right now, but just before the podcast, we had a conversation because we're trying to kind of organize this a little bit more because I mean the past few have been very messy. But we were having this conversation. We initially talked about the things that CJ said and that we were going to talk about how that's not a real thing that CJ said. It was just a joke that he was doing. And then after that, Kaboom kind of brought up some more things about us, not talking about maybe politics or like things happening, like conversations we have in our personal life and all that kind of stuff. And so even though we had that conversation in the beginning, I I think that's something to talk about here because, you know, I
Oh,
want us all to be on the
well,
same page, even the viewers, on what this podcast is going to be and what it will continue to be. I think they have just as much a right to know what we kind of who we are, what we talk about as, we do.
all I said was I just didn't really want to talk much about politics. on the
And I
podcast.
absolutely, but I think that this is a
That but
perfect
that was
opportunity to have a
but that was just
conversation
my
as to why, you know?
that's just my I'm just okay. I'm not educated in the topics. I see stuff that's
Don't
going on,
don't you
but I'm just not
see,
educated.
like, so I'm interested, do you see these, like, when we begin to talk about any type of topic, are you listening and, like, trying to learn anything, or are you just like, are you fucking tuned out?
I'm listening. It's just that I'm like, for me, it's like I don't really want to talk about this, and I'm sure the viewer out there probably doesn't want to hear much of politics. Pretty sure they want to find like an escape route to get away from that. But I mean, that's just my preference. Okay, that's just me. I can't really stop any of you from saying that stuff or going into the topic, but I will like listen and try to be more engaging in those. But it's just I that's just me.
Get you? I could see that. I
That was like my whole like schmuck of bringing politics into this. Was just like I don't want, well, I shouldn't say bring politics. I really don't want politics to be mixed in with this type of stuff because I'm
What
not
is this
really
type of stuff though? Like, what is the intent of this
the podcasting
podcast if not to talk about what we wanna talk about?
positivity. I don't know.
There I
I
mean,
just
you're just putting, like, an inherent negative viewpoint on these other things where it doesn't have to be negative.
Thinking that way is kind of how things turned out this way now. You
Yeah,
know,
like, I get the idea of wanting to have an escape, and there can be those things where you can, you can kind of live in the moment, and it's, like when you're drawing or when you're playing video games or those points where you're able to live in that moment and really like enjoy that. That's what an escape is. When you're sitting down and like listening to a podcast, you're not going into that with the hopes of just like there's going to be hee hees and ha ha's, obviously. Like that we're just like bouncing off each other and we like to be goofy. But it's still just important to like this is a conversation. Conversations need to be grounded in reality so that we don't get too lost in the like the oopla of like oh, let's not talk about it because it's too scary to talk about. Then you get to the point where we're at now, like CJ said.
I mean, I'm not gonna like go against it. I can't really like tell you guys, oh, you guys can't say that. You guys gotta stop saying that. I can't really do that.
True.
So I'll just if we're gonna get into that, then I'll just have to participate. But that's just how my preference is.
I get you.
I can't really stop anyone else. It's right now it's a two on one vote. So
Well, we're not like I'm not like when I'm resistant to something that like you or someone else's does, I'm not doing it just for the fact of being resistant. I literally do this because I try to my hardest to understand where everyone's coming from. So I'm asking you these questions and I'm like being a little bit more resistant to you so that I can, probe out these answers because I want to understand. Do you know what I mean? And so I get you wanting it to make something, you wanting to make this something positive, something that people can escape from, the posh posh of daily life. I get that, but yeah, I just wanted to give my opinion, but I
okay.
understand.
All right, CJ, what's your opinion?
uh, I think luckily for you, it's very easy right now to tell what is bad and what is good.
Yeah, a pretty clear line, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, you know, we'll take it easy. We're not talking about like fucking like theory and law and shit like that.
yeah. I mean, we're not gonna ever get too in depth into this, because like you said, we're not none of us have fucking degrees in politics. None of us are professionals on this. Yeah, some of us might take time to like research some of these things, look deeper into it, but I think whenever I want to talk about these things, it's because I want people to be informed more than anything else. People are able to base their own opinions, and they're going to base their own opinions no matter what I say or do. But the information is still important nonetheless.
Yeah, I agree.
Look at that, guys. How constructive that conversation. That was beautiful. Yes. And now we go back to fart brain.
Would
Poop
would you guys
sandwich.
would you guys rather be a
Not the
cheesy
poop
or a
belly,
fish
man.
cracker?
No, not that guy here.
Cheesy or a fish cracker?
Would you rather be a cheesy or a fish cracker, a
Like a
goldfish?
goldfish? Um, Dude, I think being a goldfish would be better because it's the snack that smiles back, and I just like appreciate that happiness. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. I can also live your life as one of those fish, goldfish in the commercials back in
Oh
the day.
yeah, I want to be the pretzel one. He always looked the sturdiest. I love
That's what you
pretzels.
aspire for in life is sturdiness.
Yeah, I want to be unbreakable. I want to be like a building. Don't be a plane. I'll be okay.
Oh my god.
It's a funny thing. No, it's not.
Uh-huh.
Sorry,
What
that's a
was the
terrible way
funny
to segment into what I was about to say.
Okay, bring it
I
back.
don't. I don't think there's any good way for me to segment into 9/11. Um,
We're talking about 9/11. Let's go.
no, it's just like I.
Was it an
I think
inside
I was
job or
perusing
nothing at all?
like Reddit or no. I was actually on TikTok, and there was like something that came up, and it was like in the search bar it had this thing called LOL Superman, and I was like, what the fuck is that? And so I went into this rabbit hole, and like finding out that apparently there's a video that got like deleted off the internet, or like it's hard to find of like someone recording footage at the ground floor of the World Trade Center when all of that was happening. And
Mhm.
like unfortunately a lot of people in that moment decided that they didn't want to, burn alive, and took the choice to jump out of the building instead. And so apparently it's just a video of the ground floor when stuff I didn't find the video. I didn't want to find the video. But yeah, it's just that shit was like I went down that rabbit hole, and I was like it was like 7 in the morning, and I was like, fuck, dude, this is a fucked up way to start my morning.
Okay, wait. So what rabbit hole did you even go down if you couldn't even
Well,
You
I
went
get to
down
couldn't
the
a
find the
video?
video because it's hard to find on the internet, but like, I just went down the rabbit hole of people. There was like I went into a 4chan thread. It was a whole thing. There was like
Wait,
You find
this
it?
is all on TikTok? Or did you just go on
no, TikTok
4chan?
was the beginning. It was the catalyst of me going down this rabbit hole of like
Oh,
I
so
don't
then
know
you
if it was the morbid curiosity of like trying to. I didn't want to find the video, but I was trying to find the video.
I was gonna say, how did that end up on I was gonna say, how did that end up on
No,
TikTok's feed? Because I
I mean,
think that's pretty
sometimes you
bannable.
could put some fucked up shit on TikTok and it'll be there for a short time.
Well, yeah, you can, and also Instagram tends to also have fucked up shit, including Twitter as well.
Yeah, well, Twitter, absolutely. That place is a hellscape now.
The fact that you also went to 4chan,
I've
it's like,
never been there. That was the
damn.
first time I have ever been there. And it was just a lot of photos of like scenes around the place when that had happened, and there wasn't like too much gruesome stuff. There was, but it was just like crazy fucking photos that I had never seen before. It was interesting to learn
Yeah,
about, but it was a fucked up way to start my morning. I hate when I have that morbid curiosity because it makes me feel gross the whole day.
morbid curiosity of like you wanting to find out what this is,
I
and like you
It's like
can't do it at the
forcing
moment.
myself to see that terrible shit. Like obviously I never go too
Yeah,
deep into it. I used
or
to, well, not even forcing myself, but like wanting to experience that kind of like
No,
what that does, like what that feeling would be, because I'm so curious about like how people's brains work, like even like crazy people, like how they can get to the point of being able to do something so terrible that they do. That
it's
stuff
just
is
the
it's interesting to me. It's like, how do you get that way? And feeling the way I feel and having the brain I have and having the feelings I have, I don't understand it, right? And so I want to do everything in my power to try and find any answers I can to try and like gain some hint of understanding of why
I think you would need to
this
speak to a
is.
psychologist
Oh, like,
in order.
about it more? I probably need to you mean you would mean I need to go to school about it more?
You would need, yeah, you would need to do all that because you're not gonna get like any information by just trying to study like how do people like get into all this stuff. I don't think you're gonna get it through just doing that. I think what you're gonna get is like, okay, I'm uncomfortable and I don't want to do this. Why are other people doing this? To better understand that, I think it's psychology. You got to go
But
through the route of
why
psychology.
can't I, though?
I that is, I don't know. For me, it's just kind of it's just the psychology because it's just like
There
your brain's wired differently than they are.
maybe,
Maybe it's
yeah.
not.
I mean,
They are more
I know
likely to
that a
be
lot of
psychopaths.
those sure, there are some people that are born with, like, weird wiring in their brain, and they're just kind of, like, born evil, but even that idea of, like, someone being born evil, all of that is so interesting to me, and I'll watch, like, interviews or documentaries, and I'll, like, read articles about this kinda shit just because it's, like, it's interesting to me. I like to learn the things I don't understand.
I think that's a weird rabbit hole to go down, though. Is why learning about why do you want to murder people? Why are you so infatuated with this?
Well, you don't think that's interesting at all? Like, why they want like, how they even get to that point? Like, obviously, there are some people where they get, like, so fucking
Yeah,
abused and fucked up in childhood that it, like, fucks up their brain, you know? And you can kinda
yeah,
be
but
like, "Okay, I understand why this is happening." But, like, even me, I felt like during a good portion of my life, I didn't have an understanding of what empathy was. And then I went down a personal rabbit
ew.
hole trying to, like, have an understanding of empathy because, like, I had everyone in my family telling me I wasn't empathetic. I had, like, my mom was, like, scared of me, and it made me feel weird, you know? And so I was
Ew.
like, "What the fuck's going on here?" I was probably just a kid and, like, a smart kid at that, so it was a little bit weird. But I went down that rabbit hole of trying to understand what empathy was, and, like, I don't think that that's developed me into a more empathetic person, but now I was able to gain that understanding so I could be like, "Okay, this I'm not being, like, unempathetic. I just don't understand these feelings yet because I'm a kid, blah, 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 blah." I discovered this later on in life, but it was
Might
just,
just be
like,
autism.
probably the autism. I mean,
Just
me
it
going
sounds
down
like
these rabbit
autism.
holes is the autism, I think. But yeah, also it probably was the autism. But I'm a very empathetic person now, dude. I'd be crying all the time for other people.
I think I get what you mean by like you being just a kid. Like you just kind of don't care sometimes. Like I don't know. Like
Yeah.
I was the same way. Like I just you know.
Yeah,
Yeah. Like
you very much don't
I
give a
remember a
shit.
really specific moment when I was younger. Like I was cleaning up my room with my mom or some shit, and I dropped something on her foot, and she was like, "Ah, you dropped this on my foot," and I was like, "Okay," and she was like, "It hurt. Don't you feel bad?" And I was like, "I don't know."
She probably had a
And then
right
your
to
mom
feel afraid
triggered.
at that point because like she could die and you wouldn't feel like any like remorse or
Okay, well, I
any
Well, I
think
like.
that kind of thinking is what made her feel that way and made him end up being like, I have no empathy.
yeah,
Maybe you
I was a
should just
kid. I didn't
relax.
understand those things, you know? Like even when I see now when people just get like too quickly like coarse with children or they treat them on the same like standards as you would an adult, you know? It's like you got to give this kid a break. He's a kid. He doesn't understand. You got to explain it. You got to talk to them like a person. You can't just like get angry at them and like lash out at them because they're just going to understand that it's a negative thing that comes from that, but it's like they're not going to understand why they shouldn't do it. You know what I mean?
I was raised differently.
Yeah,
What do you mean?
I was just raised differently.
I mean, okay, yeah.
you know damn well what he means, Johnny.
I think it's just I was just raised the complete opposite.
Mm.
If I dropped something on my mom, she'd be like, "Ah, you fucker," and she smacked me.
Well, my dad did that stuff.
Oh, so we had the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, we both had abusive parents. Yeah. Me and my girlfriend actually, her mom is just like my dad. Like literally, she'll say things, and I'll be like, "What the fuck? You're talking about my dad right now." I think it's narcissism.
Narcissism at its finest.
It's a lot of Oh, they might get a little upset with me saying this too. Gen Xers are like some of the most narcissistic people I've ever met.
What age gap was Gen X?
Our parents.
Oh, yeah, that makes a whole lot of sense.
Because
Mine was
all the
just
older
angry
people
and
I've met in that
narcissistic.
age group, they're like the most fucked up people, and they don't give a shit about anybody else. Dude, there's this other podcast that I see clips of on TikTok all the time. I think it's called The Necessary Conversation. Where it's two kids that are like, and not to get too into politics right now, but it's two kids that are like they're left leaning, and then two parents that are, straight up Trumpers, MAGA, and they have conversations about it, and the dad just says some of the like most terrible shit I've ever heard. Like he was talking about the son was like, "Hey, do you think that people should?" He just asked the question, "Do you think people should have clean drinking water, like from places like Flint, Michigan?" And he said, "Nah,
Is
let them drink the sludge." He said
is
that.
he the one? I think I know what you're talking about. Is he the one where you asked like, do you care if the military open fires on unarmed civilians? He just goes like, yeah, screw it, shoot
No,
him.
yeah, it's probably that guy. I think I saw him do that.
Was
He
he
just
wearing like
does.
a
He
red
doesn't.
MAGA hat and all that?
Probably. He's a big MAGA guy, but
Yeah,
usually he's just
I think
it's like he's sitting the podcast says he's like sitting next to his wife in the podcast, and then it's the two kids on like separate. They're like doing it on Discord, kind of like how we are, or like Zoom or whatever they're choosing to do it on. But yeah, he's a genuine. Every time I see clips of that podcast, it's genuinely just rage bait, and that's how they're getting really popular. Is probably rage bait because he says the like fucking worst shit I've ever heard.
yeah, that's how usually. I think that's the meta on TikTok or something where people are just saying random stuff to
Rage
get
bait
people.
is the meta right now, dude.
It really
Yeah,
is. I've been seeing rage. That's the reason I said rage bait is because I've been seeing that so much recently. Like just that word. It's interesting. But I mean, I guess it's a time where it's a really volatile time, so a lot of people are getting enraged quickly, I guess. So I guess it's just
well,
easier.
rage is like the first thing that the emotion that people are feeling, so they're gonna engage in that, and then that gives that video like a ton of traction and makes
Oh
it
yeah.
trending.
Maybe we should start rage baiting.
I really don't want to do that. Rage baiting has gotten me to a mental state where I'm angry a lot.
Oh, I already said something about Gen Xers, dude. We are rage baiting. Gen Xers are
Well, it's not
narcissists.
rage baiting, it's facts.
Ooh, factual. I love that.
That's pretty good, Kaboom. It's pretty good.
You're doing it perfectly, Kaboom. You're rage baiting.
Who said I was rage baiting?
No. You're not. You're not. You're not. We're just talking facts here. We speak facts here at the Exploding Baby Kangaroo podcast featuring
Mm-hmm.
CJ.
Wait, yeah, I speak facts too.
Speak a fact right now, dude.
You gotta get involved more. Speak a fact right now.
Dude, I apologize. It's just been me yapping for the past like 30 minutes. So
Well, I've also been engaging in the yapping, but
you yeah. I mean, you're saying stuff, but
but little CJ over here hasn't said anything. He's just been a quiet boy.
look, he's just a little guy, dude. Look at him.
Oh my god, dude.
What's the matter? You uncomfortable? Are we making you mad?
Wait, what's happening?
I don't know.
I'm gonna say it again. I'm gonna call him a word.
No, call it to Kaboom. I didn't say anything. Do a Kaboom.
He's gonna say the N word.
Wait,
No,
what?
my joke was you said we speak facts on this podcast, and I said yeah, we speak facts, especially what I said last podcast.
About the
Hey,
Gen X?
hey.
I was talking about Gen X.
No, he
I mean, I don't want
reiterating to
to.
the thing he apologized for, dude.
I'm gonna
I
bop you when I see you next time, CJ.
listen, dude. You walk into them, I just line them up, and you just fall into them.
Why? No, dude, I didn't walk into anything.
Nobody walked into anything. You were setting traps outside.
I said we speak facts, and then you were just like you shot me with a 50 cal sniper.
As soon
I
as I
shot
ring your
you with
door,
50 barrels.
50
soon as I
barrel
ring the
sniper,
doorbell,
dude. That'd be a deadly sniper.
as soon as I ring the doorbell, there's gonna be a trap door. I'm gonna fall into like a pit of spikes.
That'd be kind of cool.
And then you will be branded
If he
a
installed a
racist.
trap door in your stairs without you guys noticing, you lose. You got to accept that.
Yeah,
What if it's just full of plushy snakes? Because real snakes are expensive to buy that many.
I'd probably be screaming and panicking for the first 30 seconds until I like realized like, oh, this is fake.
I would have like emptied a bunch of raid at the bottom, I guess.
You know what, CJ? I'm gonna release 10,000 spiders into your house.
I'd like
That
to see you
sounds
try.
terrible. You won't have
I
any
have
other insect problems though.
There's 5 cats around here, dude. There will be no problems.
You think the cats are gonna eat the spiders?
Yes. They're gonna kill the spiders for fun.
Okay,
I'm talking about like wolf spiders. You know what? I'm
Oh,
going to
why do
Australia.
you want
I'm
to
buying
harm
all the
his cats?
huntsmans. I'm not trying to harm his cats.
Those are big spiders.
no, dude, you think I don't raise tough cats?
Sorry, dude.
You're right
I
down to
didn't mean to call
fucking
your game
weenies.
like that.
I lied. They're fucking weenies.
Weenie Hut
I've seen
Juniors.
I've seen pictures of them. They're always sleeping. They're never
Yeah,
really doing anything physically active.
they're
True
big,
and
bro.
real. I've not seen an active video of them.
I
They're
haven't
just
seen a
pictures of
video
them
running
sleeping.
around.
No, yeah, you probably haven't in like a year or two. I guess me neither. No, they run around sometimes. It's just they get tired real fast.
All
Because they're
cats,
sleeping
really.
all the time.
So I've been seeing lately, and I even re-downloaded it myself, like a rise in Battlefront 2. Like
Oh,
people getting back into that.
yeah, that's been a thing. That's
What's
been a
been
thing for
going
like a
on? Is
month.
there like another one going to be coming out, or is
Well,
there?
right now, no. Right now, a lot of the community is just asking for Battlefront 3, and it's really cheap right now too. It's like I want to say
Yeah,
$5 on Steam.
I had it on my Epic Game Store account already. I was like, oh shit, I have this, and so I re-downloaded it, and I've been playing it a little bit. But yeah, dude, I've been noticing like Battlefront 2's popping off right now.
Yeah, it's really fun to play too.
It is. I've been having fun. We
I just played a game last night.
that one game, Insurgency Sandstorm, that's on sale right now too for like
Oh,
$5.
it
And
has
it
a crazy
has
Star Wars
yeah, it has
mod.
a Star Wars mod. Me and Robert were playing it last night.
Oh, you guys got the mod working?
Yeah.
Oh, I need to
We
get that
we
thing
got
working
one other
too.
guy in the server with us, but we were just fighting bots.
Oh, I guess. What time are you guys playing?
Um like towards the end. It was coming towards the end of the day. But you have to like manually enter the IP and password and shit. It's crazy.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah, but it was really cool. It's a completely different like shooting system than regular Battlefront.
Yeah, it really is. I haven't played much Insurgent Sandstorm.
It's
Only the
pretty
fact
cool.
that I played like probably like 3 games, and then I was like, this game isn't really fun without friends, so I'm not really playing it that much.
Joe keeps talking about it. I don't even know why. Can we play with him?
I don't know if we can. I never really like looked into it.
I think it's because he was
I
begging us to play with him, and then no one
but I
did,
don't
and then
know.
now you guys are playing it.
But I don't even know if it's crossplay. That game
I
came
don't
out
know.
before crossplay, I think.
And they can't put it
Crossplay
in.
this dude.
They might have put it in an update, probably. Yeah,
There's got to be a
I don't
reason why
know.
he's telling us about it, right?
Probably.
Maybe we'll have an actual conversation with him, ask him a question as opposed to just calling him name.
Nah.
Oh, okay.
I feel like if you
All
bring it
in
up, he's just
favor of
gonna.
calling Joe names, say aye.
Actually, let's
Aye.
wait. Let's do a test.
Hmm.
All he has to do is listen to this podcast, and then let us know after he hears this
Oh,
that there's
true.
crossplay. And if he
Does he
doesn't let us know,
care?
he didn't care in the first place. And you know
True.
what?
He's
You're
not
And then
right.
he doesn't deserve us at that point.
There's no way he's listening to this right now.
We're
I'm gonna be
gonna
honest
we're
with
gonna
you.
hire Vanessa to call him a stupid ratita every day, but for
I have a
free because
Battlefront.
she doesn't get no money from us.
I have a Battlefront video on my channel. It only did 7 views. I'll take what I can get.
That's what it is.
Yeah. Oh, I got a subscriber. I'm
You
now at 38.
watching you slowly get better and better with your like editing techniques is pretty cool. I I think like editing is such a huge part in keeping retention nowadays too, because you have someone that's as like entertaining to watch due to their editing, like someone like Smitty, who's someone that you watch pretty intently.
Yeah,
Um,
but the only thing about Smitty is that he's got an editor.
yeah,
I
he's
don't.
got an
So
editor, but
he's more able to get he's got a lot more time to do a lot of other things too. Whereas I only have like probably a couple hours and then I gotta go to work and then I gotta come back and then I only got like
no,
3 to
Wait,
4
absolutely.
wait, wait, wait,
hours.
wait. Johnny's trying to compliment you, and you're like making excuses.
Well, no, I'm just saying that like I'm my biggest criticism right now. Like
Critic.
You ever,
critic, yeah.
you ever been your
Thank you.
biggest criticism?
I want
Criticism.
to
Yeah.
criticize you,
Oh.
but listen to what I was saying. I was saying that I've been enjoying watching you like slowly and gradually like build up that editing style, which is like obviously you're going to be inspired by the people you watch, but you're also, there's like a scuffedness that's very you that makes it like really I can't like think of the word admirable to watch. Like it's like the scuffness is kind of like cute, I guess. But I've been enjoying it. I think that you're only gonna like obviously improve from here, but I'm excited to see like your fucking um
They were definitely
your
very
saving
much high
grace.
into
I'm excited for you to make like a big project video and see what that looks like. You know what I mean?
It's gonna
If
be
you
that
ever
one
do
day we
something
do
like
the
that.
4-man Elden Ring.
it's very difficult to do very big project videos like that because I am
It would have to be
so
something you dedicate like time to over months and that you release.
I guess the only thing that would probably be doing that was probably be a best of video, which is probably gonna be like
Well,
December.
that's just building a compilation of things you've already done. But I mean like investing time into like making a project, because that really when like obviously you could do like easy quick videos like how something Smee does where he's recording and then he gives it to an editor who edits it in a style that he wants and it's like, he's able to pump those out almost daily. But I think the appeal of a YouTuber that's smaller is that you're putting like so much sweat and tears into your work because it's something that you're still passionate about because you're trying to make this, like something you're proud of when you're someone smaller like that, that when you really put that time and effort into a video, people appreciate that a lot more. And I want to see that out of you. And like, I'm excited to eventually see that video because I'm sure you're going to get there at some point.
Most definitely, but at the moment I'm just gotta work with what I got. Like there was times where I subtitled, but then subtitling is like, okay, this is kind of taking too long, and the due date's coming up. I really can't. I had to take subtitling off. Throwing memes in, it's probably
That's what I'm saying.
there.
Like, if you're going to make something like this, you're obviously not going to have to adhere it to your standard schedule. Like, if you're making something big, you're going to have to dedicate a couple hours to it, like daily for like
I
months, just kind of
I
get something
think
like
the
that done.
biggest improvement change that I've done is probably got rid of my rid of my intro and just kept it short and simple.
I like your intros that you've had now.
Yeah, because I before I've looked at like channel analytics and I've seen that people are only watching the first like 15 to 20 seconds of the video and then they click off. So I was like, okay, they really just watched the intro and they got a gist of what the video was about, and then that was it. So I was like, okay, I really need to keep them watching. A video that I did not think was gonna do well was the lawyer when we did play the Guilty of Socks.
See, that was one that I couldn't watch because I experienced it.
That's understandable because you are in there.
Yeah. But
But for
I want to
me,
look at it. Did it really do well? I keep seeing it on my page. Like it's on my front page a lot, or
well, if you,
in
I
my
don't know.
recommendeds.
Well, I think that's just the algorithm doing its thing. Unless you watched it and stopped watching it,
I did, yeah.
then that's probably just it being reminding you, hey, you didn't finish this video. But it's got 52 views.
52, hell yeah,
That's
dude.
good.
Are you making like little clips from your videos?
Mm,
Like for
there was
shorts?
sometimes, yeah, there was definitely a lot of times where A lot of my shorts mainly come from videos that I'm working on. I'll be like, "Oh, that's a funny clip. I can make that into a short." So I do that. Or if it's streaming and I was like, "Oh, that was actually a really funny moment," I'm just gonna clip that and put it in the shorts. A lot of my shorts are just for my streams. Majority of them.
Yeah.
Other than other than that, like anything like if it's also for like
But
promoting
like
stuff like that.
videos that you've specifically recorded, you don't make YouTube clips of those?
Um, I mean, I the
Well,
one that's
you did
the one that
the
I can say that
Valkyrie one, right? Where I shot your
the one
piggies?
where you shot me, yeah, it's that one, and that's also a video.
I think
That's
that was such a good clip too. I feel like
yeah,
you have so many moments like that in videos that you could clip. Do you do that often?
yeah, I do that a lot.
Oh, okay. Oh, dude, something else I've kind of wanted to talk about, that I put in the I think it was yesterday. I put in the chat. It's the um visiting 50 states in 50 days video by Ryan Trahan. I kind of just want to like sing the praises of this series because it's been like genuinely so good. But he's basically doing like a fundraiser set of videos where he visits 50 states in 50 days and checks out like the 50 coolest Airbnbs in America. And so far they've gone through 20 days and they're at like $1.5 million raised for St. Jude's because that's who they're doing the raising for, the money. And it's just been he has so many people like working on it. So I just kind of like wanted to give him my kudos out because he has like 2 editors that are like working daily to get these videos out like every day. And just the fucking amount of time and like effort that you could tell that he's put into because he kind of like iterates it within the video as well. He's like, this, look at all this. I've been putting in this work to try and make this video work because traveling to 50 states in 50 days is a big task. Some of these states are like a day's wide, long drive, you know? And
Yeah.
it was just like, damn, it's been such quality content. And it's like been such a good, like a nice, wholesome thing to watch. That like idea of an escape you were talking about earlier for the podcast, like you can get that escape with this guy's videos, which is really nice. And he's been a really wholesome and nice YouTuber to watch in general. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to sing my praises of that series while I was here.
Yeah, sadly, Johnny's
Wow.
gonna die after this podcast.
Yeah, I'm dying after this. I don't have any serious illnesses. I'm just done with it.
I'm pretty sure we're all done with it.
Yeah, but dude, you know, I'm so annoyed with myself.
Why?
No, I'm not. That's a stupid thing to say. But nothing. No,
I
forget
think you
this.
just need a I think you just need a hobby to distract
Me?
yourself from the sadness.
Oh, yeah, sure.
I think you
It
just need a hobby.
it's a little bit more complicated than that.
Well, no. I think what you can
Okay.
do is
Okay.
Go on,
Go
fix his
ahead.
depression.
let
No,
me
no, no.
finish.
Yeah,
Like
I want to know, dude. Go ahead.
for me back in the day, my hobby when I was like really sad and depressed, I think I just walked, went for a
Oh, okay.
walk.
Is this like a way of you telling me that I should work out whenever I'm sad?
That you can do,
If
but I
I
think if you
completely
want to,
agree.
yeah. But for me, since I was like, I'm also very limited to what I can do. I think for me was just going for a walk, and that helped.
No, I get you. I think before I moved to LA, I don't mind saying that I live in LA. It's a huge place.
It's a
Um,
huge city.
Before I moved to LA, when I was like pretty consistently going to the gym down there after work and everything, and it was genuinely really nice to kind of have that schedule. But me moving has like ruined all that, and then now it's just like maybe I can afford a membership or something. I don't know. I should though.
You
I've been
gotta like
trying to work with my ownership to try and get like a fitness center done here because we have the space for it, and I'd be like that'd be perfect, you know. but
Ooh,
they're taking a long time doing stuff. I've also like even generated ideas for them on how to make money out here too, but they're
Yeah,
dragging their feet.
you
it's
know,
just how all
sometimes
businesses are.
they don't want to make money without fucking people over.
True and real.
Yeah, what if like you came up with that idea, give it to them, be like, well, it's gonna cost money.
Ooh, I know
Mm.
you guys should hire men to like kind of ask people for money like forcefully out in the
Oh,
street.
ooh. So we should start organized crime.
Give me money, give
No,
me
no,
money,
no,
give
no,
me
no,
money,
no,
give me
no,
money,
no,
give me
no,
money,
not like
give me
that, not
money.
like that.
Not
But
not like a mob scenario where we would knock on their door and say, "Hey, give us some money," or else maybe a window breaks. Maybe you fall. Maybe that's what was happening that night. Someone fell out the window.
you're gonna get deleted for even coming on to
I
this
yeah, I know. I'm gonna stop while
conspiracy.
I'm ahead. I talked with that lady recently. Well, her daughter came by to like grab some items for her, but apparently she's the one that fell out the window. She didn't fall out the window and break any glass. I mean, other than the neighbor below her, but yeah, she fell out the window or some shit. But she's alive.
Oh, so it was a girl who
Uh,
fell out the window,
apparently, yeah, it was the person that lived there. Because her daughter's like,
and then
she's in
she
the
showed up.
hospital. No, her daughter was here.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, her daughter was like, "She's at the hospital right now." I was like, "Oh, okay." I was like, is there any way I could speak with her just to make sure?" And then I spoke with her, and I recognized her voice. I spoke with her a lot of times. I was like, "Okay." I was like, "I hope you're okay." Yada yada.
She owes money
You
to
couldn't
someone.
care less.
What happened? Kaboom.
She owed money to someone.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah.
Um, maybe, dude. I think I know what she does for work. It's not a normal job. There's just a lot of guys that be coming through this building and going to her apartment.
You know what's something I want to talk about
Go ahead.
is how all the like politicians, like Hollywood, the music industry, they all have
Hmm.
the same PR tactics now.
They're all working together.
And what's the tactic?
Distraction.
Misinformation and inciting fighting.
Mm. Yeah, dude, it's impressive how well the um upper echelon of our economic society has wielded division to keep us fighting on some stupid shit, you know?
Well, yeah, united is a
And it's
powerful
like it's
thing,
not
and
even on some politics
separated is
shit.
like
Like
It's
politics
not, dude.
aside, this
It's
isn't
literally
this
just
isn't
like
politics anymore. This is like even when you get into economic shit, it's really not politics. There's policies that can affect economy, but it's like we're talking about economics here. I think everyone can recognize that well, I believe it's 30% of the nation's wealth is held at the top 1%. 30% of all the money in the nation is held by the top 1%.
they don't need that much money.
They don't. And they're not and it's not like benefiting
Anything.
the
It's just
economy
sitting
at
there.
all. It's sitting there. I think we could all recognize that. And if you can't, you're kind of just delusional at this point because this isn't politics. I'm not talking about red and blue. I don't give a fuck about that shit. This is reality. They're holding an exorbitant amount of wealth at the top, and it's affecting everyone else below, and that needs to change. If anyone disagrees with that, they're delusional. They're probably thinking that they're going to get to that point, huh? That they'll be able to get to that point where they have that exorbitant amount of wealth.
yeah.
It's the American dream.
I find that so interesting that the poor are willing to turn on each other for like the idea of becoming wealthy. Not even like it's not going to happen for most people, if any
It's
people
mainly
at
just
all.
we're just a bunch of crabs in a bucket at the moment.
Yeah.
Maybe one of us is probably gonna get out of it, but what about the rest of us? We're all stuck in this. Bug it.
Yeah, all clawing at each other, try and get to the top, tearing off each other's legs and claws
Well, once you
until
would
none of us are. We're all just a fucking pile of crab nuggets.
crab nuggets.
Okay, that's where I have to stop this.
No,
Not
yeah,
crab nuggets.
Crab
My
nuggets.
okay,
point
crab
wasn't
nuggets was
even
kind of crazy. I have to admit that.
Have you ever seen a chicken
my
nugget that looked like a crab?
Um,
That
crab cake.
has crab. Oh,
okay. That's enough. That's enough.
I've
Crab
never had
cake.
crab cake.
Settled.
I've
I
never had crab
win.
cake.
You never had
I've
My
crab
never seen a
cake?
point.
crab. No, I haven't.
You should have
I've never
crab
seen a
cake.
crab cake. Therefore, you lose.
Just because you haven't seen it doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist to my knowledge because I haven't seen it.
Have you ever seen a hydrogen molecule?
No,
So
it
hydrogen
doesn't
doesn't exist?
exist.
Oh, okay. What about an oxygen molecule?
Doesn't exist.
Time to suffocate, kaboom! Oh, hell yeah, dude. At least he's a man of his word. Wait, that's kind of godly powers he has, where he could just delete oxygen.
You're all suffering.
Did you have anything else to say about what you were talking about, CJ?
Fucking yes.
Go ahead, dude.
Sorry.
My point wasn't even about the politics. My point was that like even artists will now fight each other through PR teams.
Um,
And
That's how they create traction, though. Beef. They just like beef. That's how YouTube was back in the day. YouTube was like started beef, and they got more traction into it. A lot of people pick sides, invested money into products, and then boom.
boom.
anyway, uh there's hardly any good discussion about music online anymore, and
Okay.
that makes me really sad.
Is it just like discussions now are just like I like this artist, and then like people are just like bringing that person down because they
What
like that artist?
What are you looking for in a music discussion?
Like who's
Um
like the next upcoming pop star or like underground like stuff?
um like I think there's a lot of shit slinging of other artists when you're just on one artist like topic, you know?
Oh, so like not being able to prop someone up without dragging someone else down.
Yeah, that sort of thing.
Do you
Also,
want to create something that we can? I mean, it'd be a useful way to like segment uh like a scheduled amount of time, but we can have a discussion about like music if you want to.
sure.
Because I think like if you're looking for, I mean, obviously we should try and be the change that we want to see, right, CJ? But I think that
Yeah.
we're both people that um can enjoy music without like genuinely trashing on something, you know? And I think that conversation can happen here. And we both have very broad music tastes, you know?
Yeah,
That could be something that we talk about a bit more.
I agree for sure.
Thank you for your insight.
You're welcome.
We're gonna force you
I
to
don't
be in
need
these
it.
discussions, Kaboom.
I was involved. I was letting you guys talk.
No, like, because I mean, if we start doing these like segments, we're gonna have to talk about it beforehand, like, know how we did today, like having a conversation before. So you're going to be forced to learn about these things, you know, or forced to learn about what we know about these things. So you're
And
gonna
did
be
I?
forced to be
I
part of these conversations, motherfucker.
I didn't say I was objective to that.
You're objectively a hot dog.
You're
Oh,
objectively
okay.
a
So
goober.
you know what's a good topic since Kaboom brought up beefs earlier
Okay.
is Kendrick actually changed the whole game by calling Drake a pedophile and like having like receipts for some things, certain things. Oh, actually, no, it's not even Kendrick. Pusha T actually did it, and that's the main thing I'm bringing up now because uh, what Pusha T did to Drake like changed everything. and the only person that could have like done like one up that was Kendrick, and like doing the like multiple songs that he did leading up to Not Like Us, where he just memed on Drake.
Mhm.
But Pusha T dropped that diss, The Story of Adidon, where he revealed to the world that Drake was hiding a child, which is some insane shit that's never been done on a diss. Like the most famous diss tracks were like Jay-Z versus Nas, where they just call each other gay like half the time. And like that shit was supposed to be fire back in the day. So like now when there actually is like beefs and diss tracks, unless there's like actually something substantial going on, people will think it's lame.
Oh, so
And
you think that's how the landscape has changed? It used to just be, like, people talking shit to each other, but now it's like, you have to fucking pull out this
It's
person's
yeah,
dirty laundry?
is it like
yeah.
becoming a more shock value in diss tracks now? Like 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 there needs to be shock into these lyrics
You th
in order for
Um
it to like even sell better, or for people to even listen to it. Not Like Us was like a really, really, really big shock thing, and I think that's
no,
what got the
I
song to be
think
more.
I think it was just funny.
I don't really see any shock value in telling the truth, you know?
Well, for the well, for the audience, like the average audience like us, we don't know what's going on in their
I
lives.
think the
In
more,
order
like Not Like Us was way less shocking than, what was it? Meet the Grams?
Yeah.
That one was, like, actually like, "Fuck, dude, holy shit."
he was going all after his entire family.
Yeah, I think the main thing that I enjoyed about that was, like, watching someone who seemed so out of reach having to, like, I don't know if he necessarily took accountability, but, like, being forced to be put in that position of having to, like, either adamantly deny this or take accountability, and, like, someone's so untouchable, it was kinda cool to watch, you
Mhm.
know?
Yeah, but then
Yeah.
that song that he posted after all that was not like a really good sign. I did do nothing with Millie Bobby Brown. Like
Oh, yeah,
no
he
one mentioned
absolutely lost that
he
whole
he
thing.
lost it. Yeah, I think
He
yeah
he
he
had, like,
handled it very
what, like, 1 or 2 decent songs that came out of that?
Yeah, it was just that song actually.
That was
If
bad?
if I no, that like sounded good even though it didn't hold up well at all.
Oh.
really.
Yeah, I don't even like what he had the AI song and that's just not like
Oh
I
yeah,
shouldn't even have to fucking
that
explain that
was
one.
just bottom of the barrel type thing.
And
It wa
then I think he had like his first response track, which I thought was okay, but Meet the Grams was actually or not Meet the Grams, Family Matters. That was an actual
Oh,
good song, but it did not hold up at the end of the day.
it was good.
Like no one mentioned Millie Bobby Brown. He was the first one to bring her up, which is crazy.
Yeah, he
Um,
definitely kind of just
he like
messed up.
yeah, yeah. He said a lot of dumb shit. One of my favorite like animated videos is or actually how am I'm not wording that right. There's a really funny animated video that I love watching based off of that track, and it's so fucking funny.
like a meat can or some shit.
Oh
Uh,
well, I don't think so. Is it
no,
that
it's just
one?
CJ loves those kind of fucking videos.
I love them too. They're pretty good.
it just it just makes him look fucking stupid on his own, like using his own song. It's really funny. Um, but yeah, but so like the reason why I brought that up is because Pusha T like sort of dissed Travis Scott recently,
Oh, I did not know that.
and people were wondering if Travis Scott was gonna respond, but not even the Travis Scott subreddit thinks that he should respond because there's just so many things that you can talk about that's just gonna easily put him under, like the Astroworld incident, um, kicking the cameraman off of his stage that one time. He made a like a he
Even
turned that into a
mention that in a
hotline
song.
and a song, but that still doesn't like he what he did was still he was an asshole.
Oh, yeah.
and then that's on top of the fact that he's also been accused of like using people a lot. Like one of the best songs on um Rodeo, 90210. That feature that he got from what's her name? K Casey Hill. He promised her that he would give her a feature for that feature, and he never did that. So yeah, he's kind of a
Not a man of his
scumbag.
word.
And
I
then
I could absolutely
last
see
but
him
not
being a
least,
scumbag.
he dated Ruby Rose, who everyone found out later on that she was lying about her age. Therefore, she was underage when they were dating.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's smart for him not to clap back. He's just gonna get destroyed.
Yeah, so he really needs to not just say anything. But it would have been so amazing to even just like get that out of them.
That would be cool. And that's the I feel like his ego's not big enough.
Travis or Pusha
Yeah.
T?
No, Travis, and he's too safe.
Yeah, like he'd be willing to like he cares too much about his like funds to actually like have an ego big enough to have to respond, you know?
Well, see what happens with if he does make a response track or not.
That'd be
But
interesting. But it looks
it
like
would
we're at
be
an hour
interesting.
11.
Are we? Well, I didn't
Yeah,
even check the time.
It went by so fast.
so fast.
Really, they did. Yeah.
This is probably the most
Ugh.
serious podcast we've done so far.
I think this is the
Yeah.
most grounded podcast.
Now we gotta bring it back to the
What,
dummy level.
what good contrast from last time, am I right?
Yeah, this is what organization gets you, I guess.
This is what not doing 65 milligrams of medication gives you. I can't say the word.
Medication.
I
You
can't say the
coward.
I can't say the word. There's a child around.
You come on, dude, get a little
I
creative.
understand. I call it funny time.
Okay. I guess that's
Okay.
creative enough.
Because every time I tell Robin I'm gonna do the funny, he's like, "Oh, okay.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to In-N-Out and then get some food and then do the funny." And then I don't know what
Well,
I'm gonna do. So if
that
you guys
should
want to
be
record
that should be
something,
fun. Kaboom might be streaming later. If you're watching this podcast, it's gonna be way too fucking late. But he was streaming the day that we recorded this.
I don't think I'm
Which
gonna.
is we record this on Sundays,
Yeah, we do. We record this on Sundays at 8
8
p.m.
p.m.
Pacific time. We should
So
probably put the link to the Discord in here just in case like people want to come in here and check out the live podcast sometimes that we usually do
But
sometimes.
yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
And on that note, I would like to thank everybody for listening to this week's podcast episode. Let us know how you feel. We had a short conversation beforehand.
You got any questions for us? Feel free to leave it in the comments. We'll look into it.
Yeah, I mean,
Answer your questions.
we would like. I would like to involve more people in this. Hopefully, we'll have
We should have a guest.
guests of friends soon.
Should have
I
Mr.
think we're on
Mr. Little
14
Coffin come
now.
in here. No, we're on 12.
We're on 12. That's what I said. We're on 12 now, so I think, we can get a guest in here pretty soon. But anyways, on that note, thank you everyone for watching. We'll see you next week, and goodbye.
Bye.
So long.